like to recognize Brother Michael Height, the Chairman of the Publications Committee, to lead in the report of this committee and to introduce the Executive Director.
Good evening. I'm just going to recommend Brother Jeff.
Good evening. How's everybody doing? You need to stand up and stretch any? You good? It's all good? That's a good saying. Somebody should say that all the time. Let me start by saying it's good to be here. I want to take a moment here to recognize a couple of board members that are leaving us this year. You just heard from one. I think you elected him to be the speaker next year, right? So Brother Herschel, would you come up here? Brother Herschel and Brother Doug Brown are both going off the committee this year. I just want to present Brother Herschel with this just token of our appreciation, Brother Herschel, in appreciation for dedicated service to the Baptist Trumpet on the BMA of Arkansas Publications Committee. So we thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate you for your service. And I'll say you, what makes a good board member is someone that says, hey, I've got your back.
Yeah.
And that's what Brother Herschel said. I appreciate
God bless you, and the work continues well.
Thank you. Brother Doug Brown was not able to be here with us tonight, but I have a plaque that I will get to him and share with him as well. But as anyone that knows that serves, what makes a good board member is someone that's willing to give, to be there, to be present, to help you and give you advice and all those things. So that's what has been good. Let me start my report to you this year by the way I've started my report for the association meetings I've been able to attend. And that's simply to share that in the ministry of the Baptist Trumpet, God is and has been faithful. The trumpet has been seen God provide needs for the years since it began in 1939 as the temple trumpet all the way through to today. And I think it's important to acknowledge before I say anything else that I know it is His ministry. It's not my ministry. And if that ever changes, if I ever forget that, then you really need to find a new editor because it is His ministry. Let me share with you some things that are new and happening at the trumpet. You may have noticed in the recent months, there's a new global ministry insert. In July of this year, we began that new insert. And that insert is just a partnership we have with BMA Missions and LifeWord that they share about the ministry that's happening in the global community. And this is planned for every other month. We've already said it in July, we had it in September. We'll have another one coming up in a few weeks here in November. So keep watching for that. It's a great way to keep up with the ministry that's going on around the world. We have some new columns that have began recently. There are 3 new columns actually this year that we've started. We have a LifeWord column. We share content from the LifeWord blog found at lifeword.org. And we just share with different authors and different inspirational stories and thoughts and things that happen there. We share that under their header just as a way to introduce you and keep you in touch with what's going on with LifeWord. We have a new column called In My Own Words by LifeWord Executive Director Donnie Parrish. Anybody heard of him? He's been around for a while. He's served in so many different places and so many different years. I believe that really gives him a unique perspective to speak to BMA Baptist, and that's his heart. He wants to challenge us to be all that we can be as we seek to serve God and fulfill God's mission. We also have a column called Stand Firm and Live Epic by Northwest Arkansas pastor Jake McCandless. Debuted in September. Jake is the executive director of Stand Firm Ministries. He's an author, a news contributor, and a pastor of, as I said, Epic Church in Springdale. He began a new journey in 2012 to help believers stand firm to the challenges of their faith, and his column seeks to do that for our readers. So I encourage you to check that out if you have not seen that yet. We also have a new customer portal that we debuted this year with our new circulation management system. Provides opportunities for you to be able to access and keep track of your subscription, both as an individual and as a church plan manager. You can manage your people, the address changes, anything like that. You can do that through the portal. If you haven't taken advantage of that, I encourage you to call the office and let us help you figure out how you can do that and what the benefits are for that. Alan would love nothing more than to touch base with you on that and get you set up if you haven't done so yet. Well, there's some new things happening, there's always some things that are staying the same. And I want to just let you know that we began in 1939 with a mission to inform and inspire our readers. And that's in every issue we publish, we continue to do that. That's our goal. We share reports from state missions, and each missionary that reports that week, you get to keep up with what's going on the field. as we share from state missions. We share ministry updates and news from Central Baptist College in every issue. Ministry updates that helps you know what to pray for and how God's working on the campus here at CBC. We share news about how you're enabling the director of the state youth department, Student Ministry Matters, to come alongside student ministries around the state and really around the region as he invests his time in them. We share things you need to know from across the Baptist Missionary Association of Arkansas, really on local, the state, the national, and international levels. We also share other important news and information from around the state of Arkansas in every issue that we produce. There's inspiring stories and articles that challenge you to think about how you're living on mission for the Lord. In addition to each of these things, we share even more information that is meant to not just inform but inspire you until we run out of space. And I've shared with people in the past few weeks, every week we have more than we can get fit in the paper. That's a good problem. I'd rather have more than not enough. More often than not, we always have things left over that we just couldn't quite fit in, and we hold it over. There's things I've been holding over that I really like to get in the paper that I'm probably a month out. But that's a good problem because there's important stuff that we need to get to you besides that. I share this with you to remind you of what the ministry of the Baptist Trumpet is all about. We want to come alongside you and your church to help keep you and your people informed about what is happening all around the world through the association of churches that you are a part of and that you support. I believe this ministry is important to help our association of churches be more united and more informed about our associational work. So there's some new things. There's some things that are staying the same, but there are some things that must change. While we will never abandon our mission to inform and inspire our readers with every issue produced, there are some things that are going to have to change if we're going to be able to effectively continue this mission into the future. Our theme for our special emphasis this year was building for the future. I'm thankful to everyone that helped us meet our special emphasis goal, but as we look at our financial situation, there are some realities that we must come to terms with. We must do something about it if we're going to be able to provide long-term stability for this ministry. First thing is a subscription rate increase is necessary. To sum up what we found over the past year as we looked at our financial situation, the cost to bring a paper to your mailbox each week is 89 cents. 89 cents per issue per subscriber to get the Trumpet to your mailbox. With our subscription fees, we bring in an average of 46 cents per issue per subscriber. That's a deficit of 43 cents per paper with every issue that we produced. About 20 cents per issue is made up in regular offerings that come in from churches and individuals. That still leaves a deficit of 23 cents that must be raised in our time of special emphasis or from any cushion that might be in the bank account. But it really doesn't matter how much cushion there might be, it's not going to last long at that rate. To fully erase this deficit would mean a subscription rate increase of over $12 annually. I do not think it's appropriate. I share with the board and publications committee to have that much of an increase at one time. And you'll hear in a moment what the recommendation is up from the committee after having discussed with them what I felt like was the best option going forward. Another thing that needs to change is our subscriber base needs to increase. One way we can lower the cost per paper is to increase our subscribers. The more subscribers we have, the more we can divide out the cost and therefore lower the cost per paper. If we had an increase of 1,000 subscribers, our cost per paper would go down 5 cents. My challenge is for each church in the BMA of Arkansas to be an active church plan subscriber. If each current church plan subscriber would simply be diligent to review and add an average of only 4 new active church plans, our new subscribers, then we could quickly get to the 1,000 subscribers. Not to mention the possibility of adding new church plans. So if you're here tonight and you're not already on a church plan for your church, I'd love for you to come by and see us either tonight or tomorrow. We'd love to tell you about what that's like. We even offer you a free trial for 2 months to check it out, because we believe there is a benefit for your people to being informed and inspired about what God is doing in your association. Finally, we need people to join the Trumpet team. Now, this doesn't mean we're looking for someone to come and join us in the office. What we need are people that are willing to step up and help us, because, as I mentioned, the $12 annual increase is something I don't feel is appropriate to do at one time. So even with our recommended rate increase that you'll hear in a moment, we're still going to be planning a planned deficit. And I just didn't feel comfortable going forward into a new year with a planned deficit. So we need people to join the trumpet team. And the trumpet began in 1939. So my goal, my plan here is that we have 90 trumpet team members that are willing to give $39 per month over the coming year to help us alleviate the deficit. As a church, if you're not already supporting us monthly, will you commit to join our team? If you're already giving, will you evaluate to see if you can increase your monthly giving by $39 to help us during this time? Or as an individual, will you commit to give $39 per month over the next year to the ministry of the trumpet? So we see there's some new things, some things that haven't changed, some things that need to change, but there's one thing that never changes. As I stated at the beginning of this report, I know God is faithful. And he will continue to be faithful to this ministry just as he has been since 1939. Well, I know he will continue to provide because he owns the cattle upon 1,000 hills. I do believe we're called to be good stewards of what he provides and make the best decisions we can in order to fulfill the mission that he has called us to do. These proposed changes come after much prayer, seeking advice of wise counselors, and a desire to see this ministry thrive well into the future. So as I close, I challenge you with this. If you believe the ministry of the Baptist Trumpet is beneficial to the BMA of Arkansas and beyond, will you prayerfully consider how you can be a part of helping us build for the future of this ministry for his glory? Thank you for the opportunity to serve you as the editor of the Baptist Trumpet. I look forward to bringing him honor and glory through that.
Do I need to read the entire minutes? Just the recommendations? Save y'all time. I'm just going to read the recommendations. The following recommendations are to be presented at the BMA of Arkansas meeting on November the 4th, 2021, that Jeff Herring stand as nominee for executive editor for the Baptist Trumpet. Number two, that in order to help with the deficit that has been presented, a rate increase be made beginning with the first issue in December, changing from $20.25 to $27. That's 60 cents per issue for church plan subscribers, and from $23.50 to $30 even, 67 cents per issue for individual subscriptions, with the understanding that the financial situation will be evaluated next year to see if another increase is needed to make up the deficit and to provide a more solid financial base for future ministry of the trumpet. Number three, to alleviate the deficit for the coming year, we establish a trumpet team comprised of 90 churches or individuals that commit to send an offering of $39 monthly for 1 year. That's only $468, and that each church promotes this to their people. And fourthly, that each BMA of Arkansas church be encouraged to subscribe to the church plan for the Baptist Trumpet so that their people can be informed and inspired by the weekly issues. Moderator, I move the adoption of this.